Boom shakalaka, Bitcoin and the entire crypto market cap up 4% today, and yet people are still fearful. When I look at the charts though, these are some of the most bullish charts I have seen in a long time. In today's video, we're going to take a look at all of them and figure out exactly what's going on with Bitcoin. And if you stick around till the end, we'll be discussing exactly when to know this move is happening. You'll definitely want to stay tuned. What's up everyone, Randall here from Crypto Love. Today's video, we're taking a look at Bitcoin and the entire cryptocurrency market. Guys, people are still bullish, and I get you. You bought $70,000, it's now down to $37,000, and you're considering selling right now. Well, in my humble opinion, that would be a gigantic mistake, but I'm not a financial advisor, and this isn't financial advice. As a matter of fact, before we get into it, you should like, subscribe, and click the notification bell, and join us over on Twitter at @TheCryptoLove. But if we take a look today, the Fear and Greed Index, 24. Okay, still very, very fearful for the past few months. Very fearful. However, Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies up 4% today. Bitcoin at 37,197, Ethereum at 2439, BNB 391, Cardano 104, Solana 92, XRP 60 cents, Terra $53. Now these numbers are not the numbers you were seeing, like a month and a half, 2 months ago, but we have a lot of really awesome charts coming up. As a matter of fact, these charts are looking the most bullish I have seen charts look in a very, very long time. Like, this is just straight bull porn. And historically, giant Bitcoin moves occur on the weekend. Well, it's coming up to the weekend, and if you want something to kind of get you through the weekend feeling good, well, you definitely want to stick around and watch this video, because in the end, I'm going to show you the one chart you can look at to tell exactly when everything is going to explode. So let's get started. First, we can see Bitcoin's hash rate has had an incredible recovery. Now, Willy Woo posits that price follows hash rate or vice versa. It's like the chicken and the egg conundrum. But as we can see here, yeah, price and hash rate pretty much go hand in hand. Orange is the hash rate, black is the price. But look at this divergence happening right here. Hash rate continues to increase, the highest ever, and yet price continues to go down. How long will it stay this way? Well, we'll find out shortly. Because if we take a look at traditional markets, investor sentiment is at historic pessimism. We can see this right here in the red, the pessimism. And this is the top 2.2% in history in 35 years, the top 2% historic pessimism, and also the bull-bear spread down here at the bottom. As a matter of fact, the last time, this is worse than in March of 2020, the COVID crash. This is worse than December 2018, that crash back there. But this is even, the last time this happened was the end of the 2000 to 2002 tech crash. When it was over was the last time it was this bad. So potentially we might see quite a big turnaround coming up, leading to a violent bear market rally. Because if we take a look at smart money, because we don't want to do like paper hands dumb money, we want to do like diamond hands smart money, like some whales. We can see that whales are starting to accumulate more Bitcoin. Also, Willy Woo, this chart here showing they're starting to accumulate more Bitcoin. We want to follow the whales. And you have to remember that there's a fixed supply of Bitcoin. There's only ever going to be 21 million, and 5 million are lost and all the other stuff. But if we take a look, there's about to be a giant squeeze going on with money. Let me show you why. Now, this is the effective federal funds rate. This is basically how much money they're printing. You all need to have Bitcoins because the Fed can't fix their printer. As you can see here, no printing, but then massive printing, and then no printing again, massive printing, and then printer stuck, and then massive printing, and then no printer stuck, and then massive printing. Well, if you can see here, it can't go down below this level. This is zero. They can't start burning dollars. They're not going to do that. So what happens? Well, there's going to be a massive breakout. Guess what? By about the end of 2023, where likely this will just massively shoot up. There will be some ridiculous money printing going on at those points. And if we take a look at Bitcoin over a long time, guess what? Right now where we are, pretty much at a bottom. Now this is not a horizontal trend line, but a bullish trend lines from the peak here. Also, the bottoms down here, well, you can see they're all parallel, and look at that. Lines up perfectly. We're in the exact right trend where we should be. And you might be thinking, well, but we already had the peak, 70,000 was the top and whatever. But if we actually take a look at the addresses with non-zero balances, you can see the last time we had a peak back in 2017, 2018. Look at this number of non-zero addresses. Sharp peak and then dropped off significantly. Look what happened at $70,000. Didn't really drop off and actually were higher than we were back then. So more and more people are getting on board with Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, entering the mass adoption we've all been looking for. And if we take a look at the hourly floor price band, we can see right here, bounced off of there in June and July before the price went up. Well, guess what? We just bounced off of there again, likely to continue bouncing. The price floor right now, $29,000 to $32,000. And if we take a look at a longer time frame, this is the daily bands for the last 10 years, we can see the floor price bands in blue and the parabolic top bands in red, and you can see we are nowhere near the top, not even close. We're in the dip buying band and the floor price buying band. So it's a great time to accumulate Bitcoin and undervalued altcoins. Now, if we take a look at seller exhaustion, we can see that this yellow line is seller exhaustion. Basically, when people sell when the paper hands sell all of their coins that they have. They bought the top, now they've panicked, they've sold the bottom. They can only sell so much. Well, we can see with this wedge formed of this yellow line, every time it reaches the bottom there, guess what? That's like pretty much the bottom of the market. Reach the bottom there, pretty much the bottom. Reach the bottom there, pretty much the bottom. We're getting pretty darn close to the bottom. Now, price may go sideways, may go down a little bit, but also may not. Because for all of you people saying, hey, we're entering a bear market, this is a bear market, as a matter of fact, you're wrong, and here's proof. I know that just triggered something, didn't it? Well, anyways, if we take a look at the total supply and profit held by short-term holders, the 7-day exponential moving average, we can see that we've actually been in a bear market since the 2021 peak at $65,000, exactly when the Pi cycle top flagged. Ever since then, we have been in a bear market, but it looks like we might be coming out soon. We're bouncing off the bottom right there like we typically do before we come out of a bear market. So congratulations for calling the bear market. You're about a year late because we're about to enter a new bull market. If we look here, we can see it's about to happen. We could be hitting a price floor. Historically, every major Bitcoin reversal since October of 2020 has been inversely related to USDT tether dominance hitting its resistance and support lines. Look at that. Back there, it hit its resistance and we took off. Well, looks like it's hitting the resistance again, potentially before we take off in the next few days to weeks, maybe months. Bears are very close to their wishes. Will they make it or will they fall short? We see Bitcoin again finding support on the 1.618 fib, and again finding support. If you're going to short the market now to try and make up your losses, kind of a risky thing to do at this point. Which brings us to, how do you know exactly when the market is going to take off? Because this is a very important thing. Maybe you want to buy the absolute bottom and then you want to sell the absolute top. And if you can do that, congratulations. You're like the 1% of 1% of traders out there. Most people, not that lucky. But if you wanted to try to do that, you could follow Matthew Hyland on Twitter. You could check out his 3-day super trend chart. He says his Bitcoin 3-day candle closed earlier. The super trend remains in red. He'll continue to update weekly. When it flashes green, he'll let you know. You can take a look at this 3-day super trend. Basically, every time it flashes green, look at that. Nice price movement upwards. Flashes green, nice price movement upwards. Flashes green, nice price movement upwards. We've been red, but as soon as it flashes green, we could have another very nice price movement upwards. Where to? Well, how about this? The price has not risen half as much as a historical valuation mean. It's been almost 2 years since the halving in May 2020. Do we have time? I would say about 8 months. So if we take a look, we have the tops here at $33, $11.60, $20,000. Well, potentially we could be aiming up higher because this one went plus 3,400% in 9 months. This one went plus 17 300% in 9 months. Well, this one, if we half this, we would expect to half this, potentially could put us at roughly $190,000 in the next area. Not only that, but we have each of these historical, bottoms getting smaller and smaller. So this is 80%, this is 63%, this is 32%, but potentially could be putting us up into the $190,000 area in the next, who knows how long. But what does it really matter? Because I was reading a book, it's called Warren Buffett's Portfolio, and in it, he says something very, very interesting, okay? So Warren Buffett says, and just hang with me through this because it is very, very interesting. I'll go for something interesting for you to look at while we talk about this. But this is an interesting story because he says, hey, if you ask me, how risky is it to buy Coke today if I'm going to sell tomorrow? And this is Coca-Cola we're talking about, a very good company. And he says, extremely risky. But then he says, how risky is it for me to buy Coca-Cola today and sell in 10 years? And he says there is literally zero risk. And I want you to think about Bitcoin and good altcoins, cryptocurrencies. Because what's the risk in buying Bitcoin today and wanting to sell it tomorrow or a couple weeks or a couple months? It's very risky because honestly, these charts, all this bear porn, still, the market could tank. It's possible. So if you want to sell in the short term, I don't know. Very risky. However, let's think 10 years. Let's think Michael Saylor time frame. How risky is it to buy Bitcoin spot, not leverage, but buy Bitcoin spot right now and then sell it in 10 years? There is literally zero risk. You know why? Because the government is stuck in a rock and a hard place. They have to print money, but you know what they can't print more of is Bitcoin. So guys, that is my rant to end this nice little weekend bull porn spectacular episode. If you did enjoy it, make sure to like, subscribe, click the notification bell. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love it. It means the world to me. So I'll catch you later. Have a great weekend. All right. Peace.